This problem is going to have 4 solutions, and the best way to tackle this one is to factor this as a difference of squares. So in order to do a difference of squares, remember the formula looks like this: a plus b, a minus b. And to find a and b, we're going to do the square root of our first term and our last term. So our a would be x squared, and our b would be 4. So the way this is going to factor, I would have my parentheses, 1 plus, 1 minus. The x squared would go first in both parentheses, and then the 4 would go second in each parentheses. And this is, of course, still set equal to 0. So now I have 2 things that I need to factor. So the first one is x squared plus 4 equals 0. And the second one is x squared minus 4 equals 0. Now the blue one, I can either use quadratic formula or I can use square roots, which I think is faster. So I'm going to do it that way. I'm going to get x squared by itself. So I would have x squared equals negative 4. And now I'm going to do the square root of both sides, making sure I don't forget about my plus or minus. So I would have x equals plus or minus. The square root of 4 is 2. And then the negative underneath turns into this I. So this is half of my solution. And then this orange one over here, I have 2 options that I think are kind of equally easy. The first option is to do exactly what we did with the blue one, which is I think what I'm going to do. You could also factor it as a difference of squares again, and that would give you your other answer. I just think it's a little more writing to do it that way. So what I'm going to do is add 4 to both sides, which would give me x squared equals 4. And then I'm going to take the square root of both sides, and I made sure to put my plus or minus there. Now the square root of 4 is 2. I don't have any negatives, so it's just plus or minus 2. So I did get 4 solutions here, even though it looks like 2, because the blue one represents 2 answers and the orange one represents 2 answers for a grand total of 4.